Mike, welcome to Wycombe Wanderers. Your first time here at Adams Park as the head coach. How do you feel?
It's amazing to be here. It's been a whirlwind kind of 48 hours for me, from obviously my previous employers to coming down, but the welcome I've had has been incredible. Everyone told me before I came here it's a real family club, but I felt that in the first 48 hours. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow actually getting on the grass and doing the bits that I enjoy doing. But yeah, loads of names, loads of faces, loads of handshakes and hugs. So it's been, I couldn't have wished for anything better in terms of welcome.
It's a hugely exciting time for Wycombe Wanderers. What excites you about this challenge here at the Chairboys?
Well, in the short term, the team are doing really well. I think I've obviously got to recognise, Matt and the job that he's done. He's done an incredible job to not only leave the team in such a strong position, but he clearly evolved where they were when he took over, and obviously Gareth before that. So I think I've got to recognise the work that's gone previously. Speaking to the ownership group. We were clearly very aligned. The kind of 3 or 4 conversations we had, it started quite slowly, but it accelerated really, really quickly when we discussed the kind of more medium to long-term future of the football club. It became really apparent that we're very, very aligned in terms of the direction we want to go in, me as a young coach, the football club. And once those discussions were finished, I was excited to obviously get it finalised and get down here.
And tell us a bit about your journey in football. What's brought you here?
How long have we got? Obviously didn't play, failed footballer, call myself a failed footballer. Went into coaching very, very early, so I've had almost kind of 2 decades worth of coaching at various different levels. Obviously my previous stint was at Sunderland, which is a mammoth football club in terms of size and support, and you have to develop a very, very thick skin very, very quickly if you're gonna play, coach, or manage that football club. But yeah, my background is coaching. My background is I think there's a narrative around young players, which I understand because I spent a period of time working within youth. But like I said to some of the senior lads, I think the strongest relationships I forged in my time as in the first environment has been more with the senior lads. So I see my role in terms of just helping individuals improve. I think if you can help individuals improve, the byproduct of that is you have a better product on the pitch. A better product on the pitch, we win more games. So yeah, that's me.
You've met the players. What's been the key messages that you've given them so far?
Not a huge amount, if I'm being brutally honest. I know everyone wants me to kind of elaborate on that more, but obviously I turned up to the training ground Tuesday. I didn't want to make it about me because they had a training session to concentrate on. Gracie's done an unbelievable job. Believe me, I've done that role, and it's a difficult role to kind of step into someone else's shoes that is clearly very, very liked and continue the good work. That's a really difficult role, so I think it would be remiss of me not to recognise that role. Sam Vokes, I spoke to Sam yesterday, and I feel like we've already got a very natural connection. I didn't speak to loads of the players individually, if I'm honest. I didn't want yesterday to be about me. Unfortunately, you guys were there with your cameras and things like that, which made it a little bit more about me, but I wanted them to concentrate on training. I didn't address the group. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do a little bit on the grass. I think my role and responsibility in the kind of short term here is not to damage all the good work that is happening. And I think if I can just add little bits of my personality, I've got to be authentic to me. If I can add little bits of my personality over the next 16 games, continue all the good work that's going on, hopefully we'll have a real successful end of the season.
With your previous coaching experience in academies as well, Wycombe have got the new academy now set up and starting. How do you see those things aligning with your position as head coach as well?
As I said, that's very much been my background over the last kind of, I would say probably a decade or so. I want to help and support where I can. I've got some really, really good experiences of players that I've worked with and brought them through. So I think really it's, again, I'd like to think that I'm someone that has very little ego. But what I will do is I will be someone that those coaches can come and talk to around my experiences. And one thing I always say in football, there's not a one-size-fits-all model. I have to make sure this is Wycombe, and we've got to find an academy system that is fit for Wycombe, and it won't be a copy and paste from places where I've been previously. So yeah, I see my role as very much a support role. If they want to come and ask me for help and advice, obviously I've got a huge amount of experience in that area of kind of development.
And how would you say your previous roles have shaped your sort of coaching philosophy?
Oh yeah, good question. I've been a kind of assistant coach for probably 4 or 5 managers at my previous employers, and all kind of 4 were different personalities, different characters, and what you always try and do is steal the best bits from all 4 of them, and they all worked completely different ways. So all 4 would have had a real influence in terms of leadership, day-to-day planning and all those types of things. I think 20 years worth of coaching, my craft or my skill set is very much being on the grass with the players. So I've built that over 20 years of coaching. But what has happened in probably kind of the last 4 or 5 years, I've worked under some amazing people, as I said, different personalities, different characters. And what I will be doing is stealing things that I like from all kind of 4 people I've worked under. And hopefully, like I said, we have to develop a Wycombe way, which will take time. But in the short term, I keep saying this to the people at the training ground, and I'll say this over, it's not damaging what is currently happening. And anything that we evolve will be really, really small baby steps over a longer period of time.
And is that the approach we're taking now for the run-in? Obviously, Wycombe fans very excited about the position that the club are in, and with 16, 17 games to go.
Definitely. And I think that's going to be obviously my conversation tomorrow with the players. I've spoke to the senior boys, and I can see, having spoke to them, why the season has gone the way it's gone up to this point. And I'm really excited to develop a relationship with those lads. But when I address kind of the whole group tomorrow, it's going to be very much that, like, let's crack on, business as usual. There's not going to be loads of changes. I think what I'll do over the kind of next 2 or 3 games and the game at the weekend is really watch and observe. And after that, I will obviously have a little bit more of a say in terms of the things that I think I can help with. But my role and responsibility in the short term is let's just continue on the path we're on.
And finally, the fans, every football club will say the same. The fans are the heartbeat of the club and the community. What's your message to the Wycombe Wanderers fans?
It's an absolute privilege to be here. It's not lost on me that I'm a very young coach, and I've been given an unbelievable opportunity at a football club. Like I said, in the last 48 hours, I've completely felt that kind of family feeling around the club. That's really important to me. I'm a big family person. And I hope to uphold the values and traditions of the football club. I'm not going to come in and try and be anything I'm not. And I hope for the next 16 games we can achieve what we want to achieve, and then from there we can continue as a partnership on and off the pitch, evolve the football club in the direction we want to go.